I'm going to start recording this, and hopefully Daria can come back on. I guess maybe I'll send it to her in a message too to make sure that she got this. Daria. I didn't know if she would even know how to do Zoom, but I was like, you can come if you want, but she did. Paste, 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 paste. All right. It made me enter my Mac password, and then it did my audio. It said there was a problem with your audio. I was like, okay, I don't know. Thanks for hanging in there. All right, we'll just get started. Hey, Daria. Thank you. Normally, we're not so crazy, although I lie. Normally, I have a problem with Zoom every time. So, so Daria, this is Lindsay and Kendra. And hi. We have other people on our team too, but not everyone always makes it to these calls every week. But just so you know, it's only a few of us, so you can just pretty much talk, but you can mute yourself if it's loud where you are or whatever. And also there's a chat function on there if you ever wanted to, write messages or whatever. So Daria, I know you're totally new and learning everything, but I'm so proud of you for diving right in. But what I wanted to talk to you guys tonight is about how to do a power hour. Because it can be really overwhelming because there's so many moving pieces, and you're supposed to invite people, and you're supposed to do your workout, and you're supposed to check in the group, and it can be overwhelming, to try to figure out what you're supposed to do. And so we have what's called, I'm going to share my screen, and I always have 20 things up by the time I talk to you guys. Share screen, yep, a lot of things. And so this, this one right here, can you move it? Can you see that, guys?
Yes.
I'm gonna make it bigger. Bigger, bigger. Woo! Well, can you still see?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't see you guys anymore, so I didn't know if it was, maybe that's a little too big. Anyway, so this on here is the business activity tracker. There's lots of formats of it. I'll show you a couple ones, and basically you can pick out the one that works best for you. But basically a power hour is when, all right, I am gonna make this smaller. That is a little too big for me to see. I can't see you guys. So basically, when you get onto Facebook, you will have 40 notifications because of all the different stuff going on in the groups, and it's really easy to click there, and then you start scrolling, or maybe you start going on the news feed, and then you see a fun new video, and then all of a sudden you've been on the computer for an hour, but you haven't done the things that are going to move your business forward and earn you money, basically, because this is a business. And so this is what you need to do first. And then you can do the mindless scrolling later, and you can, get to your notifications and do all that later. So on here, this, I'm sure this girl, Caitlin Redmond, is in Team Courage, and she just sent this one to me, and I'll show you the other ones we have. But basically, it says find 3 to 5 new friends to add to your list. And that's because we always want to be finding new people to talk to, because sometimes you might have a lot of people that your family and friends that are really interested, and sometimes you might not. So you want to always be adding to that list, because you don't want to always go back to those people that said not right now and be like, hey, do you want to join this month, this month, this month? That gets old, and you don't want to always be circling back around those same 10 people. And so we always want to be adding new people that we can connect with, and not just that they always join us for something, but that we might be able to encourage them and help them, in some area of their life. And a way that I do that, let me pull up where did my internet go? Gone. I think I did close it on accident. All right, I will pull it back up. Yes, so on here, so this red thing is the one that you want to stay away from. But when I go onto my friends, you can go to, actually that's not a place where you find mutual friends. Is that Find Friends? Yeah, it says people you may know. So you can look on here. Wow, I have 14 mutual friends with that person. They go to my church here. They might be someone. Well, I might look, and if it's a guy, I probably wouldn't do it because I'm mostly looking to help women. Not that I don't help men, but that's more my niche. So I probably wouldn't add that person. But you can look through, and this person, you know, and you can look, oh, they have kids. You can go click on their profile and learn a little bit more about them. Be like, they might be somebody that I could connect with. Oh, I think Daria's gone. And connect with and be friends with, you know, and so you might add them. And so then when I add them, then I will message them because we don't want to just be adding people just to have more friends. We want to add them because we want to help them. And so I message them and just say, hey, thanks for the ad. I see you have 3 kids. I have 4 kids. So fun. I see you have mutual friends with Kendra. I knew her in Colorado. How do you know her? And you're not saying, hey, do you want to buy this from me? You know, like you're being friends with someone. And that's what ultimately this is about, building relationships with people. And I mean, no one's going to take you wrong. Now, if your next message is, so, you know, like, do you want to buy this from me? Then they're going to take you, you know, you've got to just build that relationship. And that's why you need to be adding people every day so that you're, you know, can start that conversation so that you can get to the point where you know them well enough to be like, hey, you know, this is what I'm doing. I do this. Have you ever heard of it? And they're going to see your posts and things like that. I've added friends, and that next day they're like, I want to try what you try. And I'm like, okay. And we haven't even talked, but you know, so that's why the social media goes with it. Anyway, so that's the adding new friends. And that just gets you more likes. That gets you more comments on your stuff and makes you feel like posting is important because people are actually commenting. And so that is your big thing on there. So every day just go and try to find 3 new people. You can go through the mutual friends when it suggests friends to you. I look through that. But then when you do get a new friend, write that name down so that you don't, you know, get lost with them. All right. And so forming 1 and 2, there is a couple different documents. I had pulled up the other one, and then of course I closed it. On our Google Drive, this isn't the one I use, but this is the one she sent. And on our Google Drive, there's a couple more. The main one from Beachbody, and then people kind of personalize them how they want. But form stands for family, occupation, recreation, and message. So you ask them about their family, ask questions about that. Then your occupation, what do you do for a living? You know, and then for recreation, you know, what are your hobbies? And then it's just getting to know people, asking questions, and building that relationship. And some people are more natural at conversations, but that's a good way for you to, you know, to be asking questions. That's what form stands for. And of course, we're not going to be loading. Our internet here is slow in the evenings. Well, I know it's in Team Belief, so I'll go look there real quick. All right, so that is what form is while it's pulling up. And then following up, honestly, is where they say the fortune is in the follow-up. And it really, really, truly is. I hope it's in here. It's not. There's a thing about forming. It's not. All right, we're just going to stick with this. I'll see if my Google Drive will open later. So the following up is going back to someone that has said no. And I'm sure you've heard it before, but no doesn't mean not right. It just means not right now. Right, Daria? I think I talked to you probably in maybe February or like last fall, or I don't know when it was. And but it's not that I was like, I want your sale. It was like, I want to help you. And you weren't ready at that time. And I mean, same with you, Kendra, you know, everybody, I wasn't ready the first time anybody approached me. And that doesn't mean that they're like, okay, she didn't buy from me, I'm done. And it was like, you know, check back in later and see, how are you doing, you know, on your journey? Are you, you know, is this a better time? Do you want to make some changes? And that's what we're about. So that follow-up really is important. And sometimes, you know, we just forget. I get busy. I get a text and I forget about it. And I meant to write back. But, you know, so if you just write one time, that is kind of being salesy because you really didn't care about that person. You just wanted that sale that day. And if you didn't get it, you didn't write back, you know. So the following up is really important. And so then on here, you can see post 2 to 3 times on social media. And that's just what we're talking about. And I posted about that in Team Believe today, that you don't want to be just posting Beachbody all day. Like nobody, hey honey, you know, nobody wants to follow that person. And I know, Kendra, that's one thing that you said. I don't want to be that person, you know, that is just like, here's my Shakeology and my Shakeology, you know, like 20 times a day. Like, nobody cares. You unfollow them. And we don't want to be the people that people are like, I want to unfollow them. You know, like, we want to be, this is my life, you know, and these are my kids, and here's my husband, and now I'm having ice cream. And, you know, I mean, you don't want to be in their face like 50 times a day, and, you know, but just, you know, just being present in there, they're gonna see, they're like, oh yeah, she really is doing that. Like, I've had people, they're like, and you're still like working out all the time. I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, you know, it wasn't just, I did it for a month and I stopped. Like, I'm serious about this. And that kind of consistency, you know, makes other people be like, oh, she would actually maybe help me because she's actually doing this and she believes in it that much that she's still doing it. All right, and so then your messages, and I was listening to another call and they were saying, now this isn't the message to your grandma about your Christmas present or the message about the birthday party or, you know, whatever. This is your business messages. So skip over the ones, you know, that aren't, you know, not related, and you can answer them later. So this is if you were to actually sit down and focus on working. And another thing, Carrie Legault, she's a 15-star diamond on our team under Summer. And when she was first starting this, she had, you know, 2 little teeny babies, and her life was crazy. So she put a paper like this on her counter in her kitchen, and she would say, okay, go find 5 new friends. And she would, you know, get on her phone or get on her computer and do that. Go back half an hour later, come back, okay, send 2 messages. Half an hour later, come back and be like, all right, I'm gonna check into my group half an hour later. So you don't have to do it in 1 hour, but if you're not intentional, you know, it can take you, and you're just sitting on Facebook and you're doing all these other things, like it can take you 4 hours. So you can break it up into the chunks of your day, you know, that work, or you can sit down and be like, this is my hour and I'm done, and I don't really have to do anything more unless I want to later. And obviously, if you're trying to really grow your business fast, you're going to want to work more, you know, or do all this whole list in the morning and then all this list again, you know, in the afternoon or something like that. But anyway, does that make sense? Any questions so far? Does that kind of make sense? Daria, is your head spinning? A little bit. That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, this is, yeah. And so so inviting, she has on here invite 2 people, like 2 people that you have been talking with, or that you feel like you could kind of out of the blue talk to, or, you know, however it is, people that you might know and be like, hey, we're doing this coming up. It's really changed my life. I love, you know, that I'm not constipated anymore, blah, 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 whatever your story is, and just, you know, reach out and invite them. So that's what that first section is. And then group check-ins on her short, you know, you could write on here, Team Believe, Savor the Seasons, the different couple groups that you're in, so that you can keep track. And I know Lindsay has made up different forms, you know, for making sure you check. And I think I shared with you guys how I have mine on my left-hand side of my screen, so I can say Team Believe, you know, and I can just go down and go into the groups that I need to go into. Let's see if it's loading now. Yeah, there's her form. Yeah, so do you use that and it still works for you well? I think you're muted.
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm trying to put it in the sleeve to like save paper and check out. That's not working so well, but the chart itself is working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. That's great. I think that's in here. Group check-in, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm looking for our organization tracking. All right, so this is the business, yeah, here it is. The business activity tracker. This is like the one, it's basically the same thing, but she just made hers colorful, so it can be kind of how you want it. But, you know, it's just your Monday, Tuesday. And actually the reason I don't like this is because it's Thursday through Wednesday and it throws me off because it's the beach buddy week. But there is another one that's Monday through Friday. But it's, you know, finding new people, invite, and, you know, learn about the business more, blah, 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 you know, and just kind of going through it. So there's that one. I put a bunch in here because everybody has their own that they like. I honestly use, where is it? The checklist. checklist. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. That's why. Oh, why do I keep clicking that? Tracking, organization and tracking. That's why. So this is our Google Drive that has the business activity tracker, different trackers, friendship trackers, power of threes. This is the one that I have hanging in here that I kind of follow every day. And it's do your personal development, do your workout, do your psychology. And I have it in a sleeve so that I can just check right off it, add 5 new conversations and start 5 new connections, check in my groups, check in my challenge group, connect with my team, and it just kind of goes through what there is to do. So back to this one, that's your groups, and then your personal development, and that can be, it really, really is important. That is what helps us to, to handle the no's and to handle this and to learn and to grow, as leaders and in our marriages and in our families. Daria, I know we haven't talked about that too much, but Beachbody wants us to do 10 minutes of something that will grow us as a person to become like a better person, to be a better version of ourselves. And that can be towards your business, or it can be towards, I heard, I think it was Jessica girl, she said there's personal development and professional development. Personal development is growing you on the inside, and then the professional development is learning something about the business, like listening to a webinar, recording, or like listening to this if someone's listening to this later. That's just going to help you grow, and you're going to be able to help that many more people. And so then the proof the product works, obviously the workout and the Shakeology. And then on here, she has post 3 times a week about your challenge groups, just that you are inviting to something, people can join something that you're doing, listening to the wake up call, the team calls, check in the online office, and then, trainings. So I'm going to let you choose. I'm going to load this one into our thing. I'm going to let you choose the one that you like the best. If you like a checklist type thing, or you like, the other one, there's just lots of different things. But you need to be doing something, because that's going to, you really, really can spend, this girl, Caitlin, that does this, she literally spends 1 hour doing this, and then she puts it away and she's done. And she may check back in her challenge group, or she may, if she wants to, but she was telling us about that. I think I put the call in there, but she had like SC28 last month. Like, it works. Like, if you, if you need to, I saw a Coach Caleb thing, you need to be honest with yourself of like how you're spending your time. Like, did you really put 2 hours into your business, or did you put 2 hours into Facebook and maybe like 10 minutes on your business, So, and obviously I'm speaking to people that want to be, growing your business. If you're kind of like, I'll just sort of dabble with it and help some people here and there, that is totally fine. And, but I just wanted to explain that a little bit more, because we tell you, you should do personal development and you should do this and you got to check in this group and you got to do that. And it gets overwhelming. But if you follow something like this and you're intentional, you're going to be able to help people and to do this. I think sometimes it seems really complicated, and it's not as complicated, as it is. So I will open it for any questions, and I don't want to keep you guys too long. What do you guys think? Any thoughts, or have you been using this? Or I know at least Lindsay and Kendra.
I haven't been great at it. I needed to, this is good. I have it all written down now, and that will definitely help me.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. And turning off notifications helps, because then that way you're not jumping back in like, oh, Jared commented on my thing. Like, I would jump back in the group, and then that's 20 minutes, and that's, timing away from my family. And, so when you're focused, then you can seriously, our whole big team is built with moms, and they fit this in the mom cracks, and they're like, okay, I am going through my groups, did it. Okay. A little bit later, doing my personal development, a little bit later doing, I know, 5 years ago, that's how I would have had to do it. I wouldn't have had time. Now I can kind of sit down for an hour and just go through and do this. Just in the season of life, I have a little bit more time, but it really does help. Yes. So, anything else? Anybody? Good. All right. So just a little bit more, I guess we got screwed up at the beginning, so I didn't start with what I was going to say about everything. So our Savor the Seasons is going well. I think it's off to a good start. I think, what do you guys think? I guess I'll stop sharing this unless you guys want me to show you anything else. I want it to be like good and supportive. I don't want people to, I don't know, like feel guilty if they don't get their workout in, or, I mean, how do you guys think about that? Like, I know it's December, I know it's crazy, but I want to provide that support if people want it. But if they don't, I don't want, this one is a little bit different. So what do you guys think? Think it's good? Or
I think that happens more like one-on-one, because I asked all of my challengers, like, what is your goal? Do you want to lose weight or do you want to maintain? Because either one's fantastic.
Right.
And so I think, on either tomorrow or Thursday, I'll check in and just say, hey, did you get your workout done? I mean, did you at least do that? Are you drinking your Shakeology? Just kind of, I think maybe it's a more one-on-one thing.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Your plan.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, last year, like, nobody worked out. I don't really know why. I think it was just the way that it was led. But it was more about, just drinking Shakeology and stuff, which I'm fine with. For some people, that's what they need. But I love that people are wanting to work out, and, I think that's good. And I know, I had like 3 cookies today, so I know my workout helped to combat that. Like, that's this season, so that's okay. So yeah, I think that's good. And then our Elf on the Shelf, I totally agree. I know we talked earlier, the two of us, about maybe not having people do the on-demand and putting those kind of things out there. I do think that that's true. So Daria, you said you have a couple people that are wanting to join that group, the one that we're doing.
The
Get yourself off the shelf one.
Yes. Yes. I think I have like 3 people that are interested.
That's awesome.
So I just need to get a move and be like, just sign up, go on the site and do it.
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't asked all of my friends yet. I've only asked maybe like 8 people or so, but I definitely need to get on that.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, you can just get a piece of paper and, write their names down to help you. Because I know sometimes you're like, oh, them and them and them. And it, once you just write their name down, then it's like, okay, I can think of who I'm going to invite and who I'm going to ask. And it helps. And now for that group, it is cool if they want to do that on-demand thing. But if they don't want to, that's fine too. We're just going to share a few workouts. And it can just be like, did you go on a walk today? Did you just do anything to like exercise, like do 20 jumping jacks or, it can be a little bit different. So if they can still join even if they don't sign up through you on that thing for that. But and if you're trying the Shakeology, or all 3 of those are, or just?
I know one was interested in the Shakeology, so that's why I was like, okay, how do I get that to her? Because like I did put the credit card information in there. She's like, I did want the Shakeology to go with it.
Right.
So she's like, I know I don't want the one for the month, because she's like, I just want to try it just to see.
Right. And that's why we do the 5-day, because it really does help people. They're like, I'm not sure I'm going to like that. I don't want to know if I want to pay that. But the 5, helps to see. And a lot of times they're like, yeah, I love that. I want that. Or, even if they don't get it right that month, they at least know what it's like. And they, when they're able to, when they're ready, they get that. So that's really great. All right. So we will open up that group like next week. And then we'll see if we can get some more people. I'm still inviting to that too. And I think that'll be fun. And so then also thinking ahead, we always want to be, a couple weeks ahead of what's coming up. And that's going to be our January group. And that's going to be January 4th. And so I know, Kendra, you kind of asked, like, you felt like, I don't know what I have to invite to right now, because it's kind of December. It's a little weird. But that's what you would, be inviting to. If they, right now, probably through the end of this week, if someone was to order, I would probably add them to the Savor the Seasons. And I don't know, up to you, maybe even next week, because we still have like 3 weeks of that, like, because it's kind of a little bit of a different group. I would probably add to them. And I know that's different than what's been done in the past, but I think that if someone is ready now, like right now in the middle of the month, like, I think that they shouldn't have to wait till January, So, I'll let you be your own leader on that. But that's what I would probably add them to that. But I'm also going to start, like thinking forward, like, talking to people. Like, I know you might not be ready now, but in January I'm having a group, and then you can get started. Because so many people that I talk to are like, I just want to eat the cookies, and they don't really want to do stuff right now, which is understandable. But all those seeds you're planting now of just talking to them, then know what you're doing. So then when it is January and they gain 20 pounds over Christmas, they're like, yeah, Daria, help me. Like, so we want to be ready for that. And like planting those, those seeds, and seeing you being consistent over the holidays is not perfect, but consistent is, that goes a long way for building trust that, you're going to help them and be, you're not going to just leave them and let them go. So yeah, so good. I think good things are coming, and I'm going to just be sharing, Daria, we can just be messaging about that new coach checklist, like learning some of the basics of how stuff works. But each day, I might even just put like 1 or 2 a day of just little like tips and things in the Team Believe. Sometimes we've had a separate group, but that hasn't really been working well for people to just be learning stuff. So I think we can always benefit from little tips. So I'm just going to share those in the group, and you guys can, get and say thanks. And thanks for sharing, or I don't care, whatever. I'm going to post it until we decide that it doesn't work, just so we can learn how to best help as many people as we can, because that's what we do. I know, Daria, it might sound like we're just trying to find people, but the reason we're trying to find people is because we want to help them. Ultimately, it's not just, like I just need 10 more people, like we're like, and that's how I feel about you. I mean, I know, I genuinely care about you, and I want you to reach your goals, and I'm glad you're here with us. It's cool.
I'm glad to.
Yeah.
No, I really appreciate you just being persistent and just keep checking on me, because like in the beginning it was like, okay, it's a little tight on the finances and stuff, because we were just moving and like deposit here, deposit there, and it's like it's a little crazy and stuff. So I'm like, I can't do it. I'd love to. Yeah. But, and it's like, ooh, not my hubby's away right now, so I'm like, well, here's a chance for me to kind of surprise him and be like, hey, I've lost some weight. I know he's like trying to lose some weight over there, like his mom's like giving him a hassle over there and putting him on a diet as well. So I'm like, I was like, now I'm gonna compete with him.
Yeah, that's awesome. You should like challenge each other to see who's lost the most by the time you guys come back together. That's cool.
Well, that's gonna be tough. I usually have a tendency of losing weight faster and easier than girls, darn them.
Maybe you can do percentage, right? Isn't that how they
Sure, yeah.
percentage challenge or something? Yeah, that's really cool. Did you get your package yet? I know it was delayed.
No, I think I just got the email today saying they just sent it out today.
Okay. I know. They're moving to a new warehouse because they have grown like by like 200% in the last year, and they just have so much, which is awesome because it means they're just helping more people. But they've had a little bit of trouble, getting the orders and stuff. So they actually hired people from like Amazon and FedEx to come and help them to like streamline their system better so that they can get orders out like more correctly. And they were like, we're doing really well, but like 2% of orders mess up. And I'm like, well, that's a lot of people that aren't getting what they want when they want it, and that's not working. So they are working on it. So apologize for the delay, but you will get it soon. But but you can do, you can look on the on-demand already. I think I told you that, but if you in the meal plan and everything is on there if you're wanting, but hopefully you should be getting it soon. All right, guys, it's 10:10. I know, I'm sorry to for the 10-minute delay at the beginning, but but thanks for coming on. I'll take us our little picture and post it. Just smile pretty. Eek. I can make it. I'm like really dark. There we go. All right, smile. There we go. Thanks for coming. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the groups. And as always, come into Team Believe. That's our like kind of hangout place to, know when the groups are starting and what's going on, and to learn and train. And you can share funny, crazy stuff. And it doesn't have to be all business all the time. Cool. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for coming in. And I will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
All right. Bye.